Long ago, at least 2,000 years, there was a wealthy man who had a beautiful wife, and they loved each other dearly. However, they had no children, though they wished very much to have some, and the woman prayed for them day and night. Finally, one day she was blessed with a beautiful son. When she saw him, she was so happy that she died. Her husband buried her beneath the juniper tree. After some time, he was more at ease, and some time later he took another wife. He had a daughter by the second wife. When the second wife looked at her daughter, she loved her very much. But then she looked at the little boy, and it pierced her heart, for she thought that he would always stand in her way, and she was always thinking how she could get the entire inheritance for her daughter. She grew angry with the little boy. She slapped him here and cuffed him there, until the poor child was always afraid. One day, the woman had gone upstairs to her room, when her little daughter came up too and said, "Mother, give me an apple." "Yes, my child," said the woman, and gave her a beautiful apple out of the chest. The chest had a large, heavy lid with a sharp iron lock. "Mother," said the little daughter, "is brother not to have one too?" This made the woman angry, but she said, "Yes, when he comes home from school." When from the window she saw him coming, she grabbed the apple and took it away from her daughter, saying, "You shall not have one before your brother." She threw the apple into the chest and shut it. When the little boy came in the door, she said to him kindly, "My son, do you want an apple?" And she looked at him fiercely. "How angry you look," said the little boy. "Yes, mother, please give me an apple." "Come with me," she said, opening the lid of the chest. "Take an apple for yourself." And while the little boy was leaning over, crash! She slammed the lid down, and his head flew off, falling among the red apples. Then fear overcame her, and she thought, "Maybe I can get out of this." So she went upstairs to her room, to her chest of drawers, and took a white scarf out of the top drawer and set the head on the neck again, tying the scarf around it so that nothing could be seen. Then she set him on a chair in front of the door and put the apple in his hand. When Marlene came upon her brother, she was afraid and went into the kitchen to her mother. "Mother," said Marlene, "brother is sitting at the door, and he looks white and has an apple in his hand. I asked him to give me the apple, but he did not answer me." "Go back to him," said her mother, "and if he will not answer you, then box his ears." So Marlene went to him and said, "Brother, give me the apple." But he was silent, so she gave him one on the ear, and his head fell off. Marlene was terrified and began crying and screaming and ran to her mother and said, "Oh, mother, I have taken my brother's head off!" And she cried and could not be comforted. "Marlene," said her mother, "what have you done? Be quiet and don't let anyone know about it. It cannot be helped now. We will cook him into the stew." The mother took the little boy and chopped him into pieces, put him into the pot, and cooked him into stew. But Marlene stood by, crying, and all her tears fell into the pot, and they did not need any salt. When the father came home, he sat down at the table and said, "Where is my son?" "Oh," said the woman, as she served up a large dish of stew, "he has gone across the country to his mother's great-uncle. He will stay there a while." "Oh," said the man, "I am unhappy. It isn't right. He should have said goodbye to me." With that he began to eat, saying, "Marlene, why are you crying? Your brother will certainly come back." Then he said, "Wife, this food is delicious. Give me more." And the more he ate, the more he wanted, and he said, "Give me more. You two shall have none of it. It seems to me as if it were all mine." And he ate and ate, throwing all the bones under the table until he had finished it all. Marlene, crying, went to her chest of drawers and found her best silk scarf. She gathered all the bones from beneath the table, tied them up, and carried them outside to the juniper tree. She laid them beneath the tree on the green grass. After she had put them there, she suddenly felt better and did not cry anymore. Then the juniper tree began to move. A mist seemed to rise from the tree, and in the center of the mist, it burned like a fire. A beautiful bird flew out of the fire and flew high into the air. And when it was gone, the juniper tree was just as it had been before, and the cloth with the bones was no longer there. Marlene, however, suddenly felt as contented as if her brother were still alive, and she went merrily into the house. The bird flew away and lit on a goldsmith's house, who was making a golden chain. The bird began to sing. My mother, she killed me, my father, he ate me, my sister Marlene gathered all my bones, tied them in a silken scarf, laid them beneath a juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird am I. The goldsmith said, Bird, how beautifully you can sing! Sing that piece again for me. No, said the bird, I do not sing twice for nothing. Give me the golden chain, and then I will sing it again for you. The goldsmith offered the bird the golden chain, who took it in his right claw and sang once again. Then the bird flew away to a shoemaker who had just finished a pair of red shoes. The bird lit on his roof and sang, my mother, she killed me, my father, he ate me, my sister Marlene gathered all my bones, tied them in a silken scarf, laid them beneath a juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird am I. The shoemaker looked up at his roof. Bird, said he, how beautifully you can sing. Now sing that song again for me. No, said the bird, I do not sing twice for nothing. You must give me those red shoes. There, bird, said the man, offering the red shoes. The bird came and took the shoes in his left claw and sang once again. When he had finished his song, he flew away to a mill. The bird went and sat on a tree and sang, my mother, she killed me, my father, he ate me, my sister Marlene gathered all my bones, tied them in a silken scarf, laid them beneath a juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird am I. Bird, said the miller, how beautifully you can sing. Sing it once more for me. No, said the bird, I do not sing twice for nothing. Give me the millstone, and then I will sing it again. Yes, said the miller, you should have it. Then the bird came down and stuck his neck through the hole and put the stone on as if it were a collar. Then he flew to the tree and sang once again. When he was finished, he flew to his father's house and seated himself on the juniper tree. The father, the mother, and Marlene were sitting at the table when the bird began to sing. My mother, she killed me, my father, he ate me, my sister Marlene gathered all my bones, tied them in a silken scarf, laid them beneath a juniper tree. Tweet, tweet, what a lovely bird am I. The mother stopped her ears and shut her eyes, not wanting to see or hear, but there was a roaring in her ears, and her eyes burned and flashed like lightning. The woman said, I am so afraid my teeth are chattering, and I feel like I have fire in my veins. That is a beautiful bird, said the man. He is singing so splendidly, I must see the bird up close. And the man went out and looked at the bird. With this, the bird dropped the golden chain, and it fell right around the man's neck, so exactly around it that it fit beautifully. The man went in and said, "Just look what a beautiful bird that is, and what a beautiful golden chain he has given me, and how nice it looks." "Oh," said Marlene, "I too will go out and see if the bird will give me something." And she went out. With this, the bird dropped the shoes down to her. She put on the new red shoes and danced and leapt into the house. "Oh," she said, "that is a splendid bird. He has given me a pair of red shoes." "I feel as if the world were coming to an end," said the woman, jumping to her feet, her hair standing up like flames of fire. "I too will go out and see if it makes me feel better." And as she went out the door, crash! The bird threw the millstone on her head, and it crushed her to death. The father and Marlene heard it and went out. Smoke, flames, and fire were rising from the place. And when it had cleared, the brother was standing there, and he took his father and Marlene by the hand. All three were very happy, and they went into the house, sat down at the table, and ate.